Hey everybody, John McCarra here. Welcome to Sixers Smack Talk. That's the intro. Um, Welcome to uh, my new channel called Sixers Smack Talk. I'm a huge Sixers fan. It's not my expertise. I'm sorry, I have a cat right next to me. Hold on. That's Emily. But yeah, basketball is a love of mine. It's not like music. I mean, my band's the 1940s. Go look us up. That's my job. But baseball's obviously not my job. I'm a 5'10", um, can't jump for shit person. So not gonna be playing in the NBA. But I could talk smack about it. Why not? Experts ain't real experts, and I'm not a real expert either. These are my opinions. Um, Sixers are my favorite team. I think that they're going to be great. I think they're going to be one or two in the East this year. I think the Bucks got worse. I think Pacers are going to be our toughest team to play when Oladipo comes back, and I think that Lakers are overrated. Besides AD and LeBron, I don't think they really have too much. You know, Dwight Howard. Um, I think Utah is going to be better than them. Maybe not in the standings, but when it comes to playoff time, I would rather not have to play Utah. Just because, I mean, LeBron is incredible, obviously, and Anthony Davis is. They're both top five in the world, but I'm not afraid of anybody else in that team. God bless you. All right. So what I want to do today, though, is I want to give you my top 20 players in the league, just so you understand where I'm coming from. The next episode, I'll probably do Eastern Conference standings, 15-1, and then I'll do the West. All right. Let me start the top 20. Number 20 is Drew Holiday. I love Drew Holiday. Loved him when he was a Sixer. Um, he's a dog on both ends. I'm excited to see what he can do healthy with a bunch of young players. I want him to be the talented veteran that leads that team. I don't know about playoffs. It depends on what you get from Zion and the rest of them. The West is crazy, but you know, I love Drew Holiday. Uh, Number 19. By the way, I'm not gonna get much in depth with the top from 20 to 11, only because I tried to make this video 3 extra times, and the computer either said it needed to be restarted or the fucking thing just stopped. So I'm just kind of now I'm just trying to get through it. Number 19, Luka Doncic. Impressed the fuck out of me. Didn't think he'd be as good as he was. I thought it was a mistake to draft him that high. I was dead wrong. He was excellent. I think he's gonna be higher on the list next year. Yeah, he's great. Deserving of Rookie of the Year. Number 18, Jimmy Butler. If Jimmy Butler was offered the max deal, if he was offered the max deal and still went to Miami, he's an idiot. But if he wasn't, I don't blame him for leaving. I like what he gave us. I wasn't in love with his play because I thought that he picked and chose too much. He looked lazy at times in the regular season. And he said it. He said it too. He said he was waiting until the fourth, or you know, and then he did this. He did similar shit in playoffs too, which didn't. He showed up a lot more, but I was still like, where's the Chicago Bulls Jimmy Butler? But we didn't get him. Well, he did get him, actually. He was pretty clutch. I don't know. I just thought to myself, I was expecting a little bit more from him. But yeah, Have fun in the Heat. Have fun winning 43 games and barely making the playoffs. Number 17, Victor Oladipo. Really like Victor Oladipo a lot. Don't like playing against him. Very talented. He's like Drew Holiday, both ends. I think he's a little bit better than Drew Holiday on offense. Even though Drew Holiday's underrated on offense. And I think his defense is like I said, he does it on both ends. Um, he they have a good team, the Pacers, and when he comes back, like I said in the beginning of the video, they're going to be a tough team. They're like Utah Jazz of the East. Jazz are going to be better than them, though. I'm not saying they're the same teams, but all right. Ben Simmons, number 16. If Ben gets a shot, I know everyone says it, but if he gets even a mid-range shot, if he even shoots 75% from free throws, he moves up fast because he plays on both ends of the court. He can guard every position 1 through 5. His transition game is the best in the league, or at least top 2 or 3. He's one of the best passers in the league. Yeah, no, he's number 16. If he gets a shot, he shoots right up. And everyone knows it. Number 15, Kemba Walker. I think the Celtics are going to be worse this year. And I don't think Kemba's as good as Kyrie. And I think that if you just watch what they did as a team, Team USA just lost to France. They had 5 Celtics. They had Smart, they had Tatum, they had Brown, they had Kemba. They had 4 Celtics. They might have had another one. I gotta look at the team. And they lost to France. You know, France has Gobert, and whatever. That's the toilet, by the way. If you never heard of toilet before, a lot of firsts here on Sixers Smack Talk. But yeah, Kemba's really good though. Kemba's dangerous. Kemba's lightning fast, underrated handles, get whatever basket he wants. And even though I hate the Celtics, I'm excited to see what Kemba does with a real team. Maybe he does excel and becomes better, moves up on the list. I don't think so. I think he'll be really good, like he always has been. But I think they're just gonna try to force Tatum to be Kobe, and I think it's gonna still fuck with their shit. Tatum's on this list, by the way, because well, why would he be on this list? It's the top 20. I don't know why I said that. Bradley Beal, number 14. Bradley Beal is a dog, and in a good way. I think he's underrated on defense. I think he's one of the best shooting guards in the league. One of the best offensive players in the league. And he might be better than John Wall now. John Wall has always been inefficient. He's the fastest guy in the league, but he's always been inefficient. And now with 2 leg injuries, I think John Wall is kind of kaputs. And I like John Wall, but Bradley, this is my co-host, Water Jug. But yeah, I think that Bradley Beal is a lot of fun to watch, unless he's playing against the Sixers. But my cat's leaving. Bye, Emily. So yeah, Bradley Beal, number 14. Number 13, Karl-Anthony Towns. I think he's overrated. But that being said, he's still extremely talented. He's a top three best big men in the league. Top 4. Do you consider? So I don't know. I go back and forth with Anthony Davis as power forward or center. He probably is a better center, but I don't know what he's classified as. But anyway, Karl-Anthony Towns can do everything on the court. And if he becomes a better defender, he'll move up on the list. That's about it. He needs a bit more of that dog mentality. I'm gonna go get it that Mamba mentality, even though I think that's fucking stupid because there aren't really too many Kobe's out there, and everyone's trying to be Kobe, like Donovan Mitchell. Um, yeah, I guess he's trying to be more Dwayne Wade, but he's not trying to be anybody. He's trying to be Donovan Mitchell. I'm not saying that he's any of them people, but I think Donovan Mitchell's not on my list because I think he'll shoot you out of games, and I think he has done that. I've watched him in the playoffs take shot after shot after shot after shot, and he'll go 1 for 5 in a stretch, and it's like you're fucking your team up. I need to see more playmaking out of Donovan Mitchell before I put him in the top 20. But that's Karl-Anthony Towns is 13. Number 12, Russell Westbrook. He's my least favorite player in the league. I can't stand him. I think he's a gunner. I don't think that this Rocket thing is going to work. If it works, it's because James Harden's incredible. It's not because Russell Westbrook's great. That being said, Russell Westbrook is the most unrelenting player in the league. He's one of the fastest and strongest point guards in the league. He's one of the best. That's about it. He's a great rebounder, but at the same time, Steve Adams was literally boxing out for him. So we'll see what his numbers are this year, or if Capella does it for him. I don't think they will as much. I think his numbers will go down a little bit. James Harden is just such a ball dominant player, and Russell Westbrook is such a ball dominant player that I don't think it's going to work as well as Chris Paul did. Chris Paul's older now, but if you get Chris Paul when he was Russell Westbrook's age right now with James Harden, that's probably a championship team. But like I said, they both need the ball. I don't know how that's going to work, but still, he's just missing my top 10 because he is so his shot IQ is so low that some of the shots he takes, I just remember. I mean, every year I watch him and it gets worse and worse, and I'm just like, what the fuck's going on? Why is he this is the dumbest shot I've ever seen someone take, and it's consistent. Gotta say he's consistent. Number 11, Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is probably one of my favorite players in the league. Imagine if he wasn't on the Warriors, they would be like this guy. He'd probably average like 25-5, which he might already. He might have before, but I think he would be an absolute. He'd probably be higher on the list, but just because of also how great he is on defense, like great. Just missing the top 10. Let me look at the top 10. I think he's just about right at 11. One of the best shooters ever, and it's sad. It's not sad because they've won so many championships. I'm sure he don't care, but he's unreal as a shooter and a scorer. He's gotten better at almost every part of the game. Klay Thompson's the man. Number 10, Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard was my favorite player a couple of years ago, or one of my favorite players a couple of years ago. Still is one of my favorite players. I actually kind of backed off on him a little bit because even though he made that shot, I thought that was a bad shot. I don't care who you are, even when Steph Curry does it. I don't know what the actual statistics are when Steph Curry shoots an almost half-court shot. I know he can make them. I know that Dame can make them because he obviously did, but I think it's a bad shot. I'm always for, I don't know, I think ISO ball start slower and slower, unless you're incredible at it, which Dame is, and Harden, and, guys like that. But, if you miss that shot, who knows what we're saying about Dame. He might have moved down on the list because we're like, why are you taking that shot, But I do. He's one of the, he's just one of the best guards in the league. It's obvious. You watch him play, and I was actually thinking CJ could have been on this list, and now that I'm thinking about it, maybe he should have been instead of Luka or Drew. But you know, whatever. Dame Lillard, number 10, incredible player. Number 9, Nikolai Jokic. Now, a lot of people think that he's better than Joel Embiid. Stop it. He's not. He's great. I love watching him play. But Joel Embiid's the best center in the league. As long as Anthony Davis is considered a power forward or just a you know. But Joel Embiid is an absolute monster. Don't stop. On defense, I'm saying. They're both. Nikolai is just as good on offense, if not a little bit better. But the defense, I mean, does defense matter anymore to some people? But anyway, best passing big man I've ever seen. Some of his passes are just, Rondo-esque. It's crazy, and I think that he's unmovable almost. He's like 290 pounds or 270 pounds, 7 foot. He's ridiculous. He can shoot. If he gets better on defense, then he might be better than Embiid. But until then, he's staying at number 9. Unbelievable player. I think the Nuggets are great. Like I said, I think that they're better, also better than the Lakers will be. I think the Lakers are 5th seed or 4th seed. I think it's Clippers, Nuggets, Utah, Lakers. And then, I'm just in the playoffs, of course, LeBron and Anthony Davis. We'll see what Davis does in the playoffs. He only played I think one time in the playoffs. Maybe 2. He only won 1 series, I think. I don't know. I'm not the hugest follower of Anthony Davis, but I remember that shot he made against I guess it was Golden State. Oh, but we're not talking about him. We're talking about Nikola Jokic, number 9. Number 8, Paul George. Probably the second or third best, at least on this list, two-way players. His steals are outrageous. He'll just rip the ball right out of your hands. He can shoot. He's clutch. He plays tough. I remember last year in the playoffs he was playing with like a shoulder that didn't exist. He was the best player on OKC last year with Russell Westbrook. And I think he's going to be really great on the Clippers. And it's hard for me not to like the Clippers because I like Kawhi so much. And I always liked Paul on Indy. I remember watching them go against, I guess it was the Heat, when Roy Hibbert was actually a player. And now Roy Hibbert is the is a coach for the Sixers, which is weird. But yeah, I think Paul George is one of my favorite players to watch. And now that he's not on OKC with that fucking ball hog Russell Westbrook, I can enjoy him again. Number 7, probably my favorite player in the league, Joel Embiid. Not good enough to be top 5. Not good enough to even be. Not good enough to be. I guess if you consider Anthony Davis a center, he's not. He's the second. Joel Embiid's the second best center. But Joel Embiid is just an absolute beast on both ends of the court. He can shoot free throws, which is big men that shoot free throws is always a plus. Just absolutely dominating. I love watching him play. I've seen him play, him and Simmons obviously. I've seen them play the most. I actually work at Wells Fargo Center, so I see them live all the time. It's hard not to love the way he plays. 2 blocks a game, 28 points a game or 27 points a game, 13.5 rebounds. He's getting better as a passer every year. I don't know. It's not out of the realm of possibility that he's a MVP candidate this year. He's that good. Same thing for Jokic again, by the way. Paul George won't be because of Kawhi, but I think Embiid, he's one of the rare guys that can move up on this list ahead of the next 6 that I have. And I think he has 2 more years where he can get actually better until he's in his prime, and that's terrifying for the rest of the league. And same goes for Simmons. Has 5 years until he could be in his prime. You know what I mean? But Ben Simmons get a shot, just a mid range or free throws that are actually scary, and you got Embiid. Even Embiid, just the way he is now, that's the best team in the East. I don't care, you know, who do the Bucks have besides Giannis? They have Chris Middleton, who I think is overrated. So, and they lost Brogdon, so I'm not afraid of them. Yeah, no, I think Embiid is an MVP candidate this year. He won't win it because he would have to score. He'd have to have 30 and 15 every game to win MVP this year. But you know what? That we could. I can't. I mean, there's a world where he does that. At least defensive player of the year nods too, because he's got that good on both ends. All right. Top 6. Number 6, Anthony Davis. Best big man in the league. Could do literally everything. If he stays healthy, he's a top 3 player. He's just hurt all the time. He's hurt a lot. And I didn't like. It's not that I didn't like. I don't know. I just think he could have done more with his time in New Orleans, even though that was a bad organization. That the GM was bad and he never helped him. And then when he did have he didn't have a healthy Drew a lot of the time. So can't blame him for all of their lack of success. But I think he's gonna be great around LeBron. I think literally he's just right before the top 5 because I think still he's the second best player on the team. But it's hard not to put him in the top 5 because he's that good. He's good at everything. He's great at everything. As long as he stays healthy. Alright, that's enough Anthony Davis talk. Top 5. This was probably the toughest to put. This was the toughest between 5 and 6 because it can go either way. But my number 5 is Steph Curry. Anthony Davis might be a better all-around player than Steph Curry, but the gravity that Steph Curry, he pulls you in, he pulls the defenses in. It just creates so much space for everyone else to work. He's the best shooter ever. I actually had an argument in work about how Steph Curry, they were like, Steph Curry ain't the best shooter ever. And I was like, are you kidding me? How couldn't Steph Curry be the best shooter ever? And they said if they basically were like, if Ray Allen shot as many threes. And I was like, I don't want to hear that. The reason why everyone's shooting so many threes is because of Steph Curry. It's because of how incredible he was. He shoot from anywhere on the floor. Like I said before about Dame Lillard, almost half court shots are never good shots. I don't care who you are, but right past that logo, it's you gotta be right in Steph Curry's face, and in the playoffs, he'll shoot. He's a danger to shoot from anywhere. Everybody has to gravitate towards him. He's underrated on defense. When he tries on defense, he's pretty good. He ain't great, but he's pretty good. I just realized. All right, so I have to make a change to the list because so everyone's gonna So sadly, Drew Holiday has to leave this list, and I'm gonna have to put Kyrie Irving at Kyrie Irving's at 13. So the list now is Luka, Jimmy Butler, Victor Oladipo, Ben Simmons, Kemba Walker, Bradley Beal, Karl Anthony Towns, Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook. That was my bad. I actually have him written down next to everything when I was making the list, and I just forgot about him. He'll be the best player on the Nets. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be that good this year. When Durant comes back next year, that's when we'll be more worried about it. But I think he's overrated. I think you see what he did in Boston in the playoffs last year, and I think that that might have been a fluke, might not have been, but whatever. sorry to Kyrie Irving fanboys. I didn't. I just thank God I remembered him because it would have been a mistake on my part. He's definitely a top 20 player. Maybe I put Drew at 20 and take Luka out, but I like Luka so much. I like Drew so much. I don't know. It's tough. Number 4. Now remember, this is for next year. Number 4, it's really tough. Number 4 is LeBron James. What can I say about LeBron James that hasn't been said? Best player, one of the best players ever. Absolutely dominating at everything. But last year, all year, he was terrible on defense. And that has to count for something. He still put up great numbers. He missed the playoffs though, and he didn't play defense at all. But I mean, still, it's LeBron James. Number 3. Now this is where it got really tough. Number 3, James Harden. James Harden's the best shot creator I might have ever seen. And I mean point creator. He could that step back, whether it's travel or not, they don't call it, so it's not. It's unbelievable. And he can get to the basket whenever he wants. He can draw fouls better than anybody in the league. By the way, that's another great Embiid skill. He took that from James Harden. James Harden is the best foul creator in the league by far. I mean, every time he puts up a shot, it's a foul. And it's because he's that smart. He doesn't play defense too much. He's gotten better though. And best. I mean, what he 36 points a game or something like that. I mean, the tear he went on last year was just monumental, and it's tough to not make him 2 or 1. That's how he's just that good on offense, and that's why he's not 2 or 1. It's because on offense he's the best offensive all around player in the league, but his defense is not that good. Which has to count for something, which is why Jokic is not a better center than Embiid, people. I hate people that just act like defense doesn't exist. Number 2, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Probably my favorite non-Sixer in the league. One of the most dominating players I've ever seen play live. When I heard when he was being interviewed and he said he scored, I think the first time he ever had an incredible game, he had 29, 12, 5, and 2 blocks and a steal or something like that. I don't remember the stat line, but he said, "Oh, I could do this every game," and then he fucking did it. It's crazy. It's crazy how good he is, how good he can be. He can be better than this. He can be the best player in the league, and he's pretty much there. He actually maybe should be my number 1, but he's number 2 because number 1 is Kawhi Leonard, the best two-way player in the league. Kawhi Leonard would be lower, even though he's incredible on both ends. But this playoff run, when he turns it on, he's the best player in the league. I mean, he was an absolute robot. And he had Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler. These are the people that guarded him in the playoffs. Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, who did they have in it? Giannis, I think, guarded him a little bit, and then Eric Bledsoe got in his face, and who the fuck guarded him on the Bucks the next series? Maybe Brogdon. I don't remember who guarded. Oh, Middleton, I guess maybe. Just no matter who guarded him. I don't know who guarded him in the finals. I guess it had to be Green, where Clay got hurt. But that was one of the best final runs I've ever seen. And he scares me the most out of any player, besides Durant when he's healthy, or LeBron. I love Giannis, but there's ways to stop Giannis, even though he's starting to get a shot. But he's not the best 3-point shooter in the league, and that's maybe why he's number two. But yeah, Kawhi can do literally anything on the court. And I think that's my top 20 players. Like I said, no injured players for the whole next year, and no rookies. The next time I post something, it'll be the top. It'll be fuck me, I can't think. It'll be the West's 1 through 15. So 15 will be whatever, and then 1 will be whatever. Clippers will be number 1. So, and I don't know. Bucks still might be number 1 in the East, but I think 1 or 2. It's definitely either Sixers or Bucks, unless God forbid anybody gets injured. I don't like anyone getting injured. But that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. Also, if you want to know what I do that's not this, go follow my band, the 1940s official, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. We got music out, the Marconi EP. Yeah. I don't know. You know what? This is how we're going to end every show. Love and hip-hop.